Hello everyone! Today we're going to be jumping back into Historic Brawl with Yorion Sky Nomad. Now I'm sure a lot of you have seen this creature before. We've got ourselves a 5 mana 4/5. It has that companion effect, but we're not utilizing Yorion as our commander, so we don't have to worry about that. We've got flying, and then whenever Yorion enters the battlefield, we exile any number of other non-land permanents we own and control, and then we return those to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. So this is a flicker commander. We're going to be having a bunch of ETB synergy, right? All of our creatures are going to have those ETB effects. A lot of our permanents are going to do things on ETB as well, so it's going to be overall very strong for us to get some value. We've got a couple of other ways to flicker our creatures as well that aren't just Yorion. So we have things like Thassa, we've got Soul Herder, we have Teleportation Circle, right? And then of course some of the instant available options as well, like Ephemerate, Cloud Shift, Essence Flux, and so on. So lots of ways to flicker our creatures and get that value. So why are we revisiting this flickering style deck? Well, we have Virtue of Knowledge now, which is a very powerful enchantment and also a very strong instant for us. So for 2 mana, 1 and a blue, we can copy an activated or triggered ability that we control at instant speed, which can be very great for us in the early game as we're getting ready. And we also have the enchantment side, which is going to double the triggered or abilities of permanents entering the battlefield, which is really strong and synergizes really well with this deck, since this is basically another Panharmonicon or another Elish Norn for us, giving us all of those extra effects, which again is going to be super strong as we start progressing into the late game and outvaluing our opponent. Aside from that, we've got a bunch of value creatures, things like Nightclub Bouncer here, returning non-land permanents to our opponent's hand and making them more expensive. That's really strong for us. We've got Oracle of the Alpha to fill our deck up with the Power 9 and get a whole bunch of value that way. We've got things like Witness Protection, which we can actually exile and return to the battlefield with Yorion, changing the target, so making some of our opponent's more annoying creatures turn into 1/1s in the late game. So this is fine to play out early, and even better once we get to replay it in the late game. And then, of course, a bunch of other things. Skyclave for recurring removal, Spellbinder to mess with our opponent's hand, and then lots of creatures that are just going to draw a card on ETB for us as well, letting us pump through our deck and get what we need. Being a blue and white deck, we also do have a board wipe and Doomscar, as well as several different counter spells, from the OG counter spell down to Memory Lapse and things a little bit more niche like Negate as well. So, if you guys have been enjoying my content, make sure you subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on my latest videos, and if you do enjoy this video, make sure you give it a like. Let's go ahead and see how this deck does. Alright. Opponent going first. This isn't a terrible starting hand. I do think we're going to take a mulligan, though. I like this a little bit better, so we'll go ahead and keep. Start with the tap land. We're just going to focus on hitting our land drops here. Tap land. Herald's Horn, sure. We're getting close to a Teleportation Circle. Go ahead, play out the Snow Covered. Go ahead and here as well. We could evoke the Mole Drifter to draw some cards if we want, but I do kind of want to wait till we have some sort of flickering effect, so we can keep the Mole Drifter, draw 4 cards, but we'll see. Next turn we'll play Teleportation Circle. Let's play out the planes, go Teleportation Circle. So now, Elite Guard Mage is actually going to be pretty good for us. We're going to be gaining a bunch of life and drawing cards each turn with the Teleportation Circle. Of course, our opponent may have removal for that, but I don't think so. I think we're going to see the Fencer come out this turn. Yep. Looks good. 2 can play at the recursive card draw game. Yep, Celebrity Fencer will get out of hand very quickly. Let's go here, play out our Guard Mage. Draw that card. Flicker this, gain some more life, draw another card. Oracle of the Alpha might be our next play here. We are also making our way up towards that Seagate Restoration. If we have a full hand and cast that, that's going to be insane for us. Virtue of Knowledge also in hand. We do need a way to deal with Celebrity Fencer. No blocks, we'll take the 6. So we just lose what we gained. Alright, let's go Oracle of the Alpha here. Resolve that. Only need that once, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy our Elite Guard Mage's ability at the end of turn when we flicker with Teleportation Circle, so we'll go ahead, swing here. Move to the end of turn. Flicker. Copy that. 2 mana, gain 3 life, draw a card. Pretty good. We have the One Ring in hand. That's also going to be really strong for us. Seagate Restoration. Probably going to be pretty good too. We can go ahead and cast our Seagate Restoration next turn if we want to. I think all of those options are going to be pretty good. Grasp of Fate hits the Guard Mage, almost certainly. They could have taken the Teleportation Circle. That probably would have been the better choice, but nonetheless, I don't particularly mind how that turned out. Now we can also go One Ring next turn, which I think would be good. No blocks. Just take the 7 there. Okay, Doomscar also really good. Let's go Skybridge Tower. Let's go for the One Ring, and then we'll foretell Doomscar. So now Doomscar is going to be cheap for our next turn. We can use that to wipe our opponent's board. They can't swing in and really do anything here, so let's scry. Sure, yeah. Make another Elf Warrior, that's fine. They're all gonna go away. Don't need that. Glad we scried. Okay, end the turn. Flicker our Oracle. We'll use the One Ring to draw a card at the end of our opponent's turn. I really want to see them play out a bunch more creatures. That would be awesome. Grow their Celebrity Fencer. Again, if they overinvest in this board state, that's going to be amazing for us. I do think Doomscar is really going to tip the table in our favor. We'll still have 4 mana left, so we can hold up Deluge, hold up Disruption. We've got options. Alright, let's go ahead, activate, draw a card here. Alright, first and foremost, move to combat. Okay, Wandering Emperor. That's gonna be fine, that gets rid of our Oracle.
I've learned much.
We still get to scry, and we were gonna wipe the board anyway. The fact that our opponent's giving us some life for that, honestly, a win.
I am almost sad to see
Swords to Plowshares. I'd like to draw that. Alright. Doomscar. So there goes our opponent's board. Now, if we do go ahead and play out this Plains, we can actually get our Virtue of Knowledge out on the battlefield, which I kind of like more. Let's go ahead and flicker the One Ring. That way we don't have to worry about that extra damage. Yep. Opponent can have that. We can hit that with Witness Protection, make it a little useless. Muldrifter is going to be giving us a ton of cards when we go ahead and play that next turn.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Yep, no life loss. I think we're going to go ahead Swords this. Just send it back in the command zone. I mean, that's fine. And then let's go for Seagate here. Actually, we'll draw with the One Ring first. Alright, Black Lotus. Mox Emerald. Do we want to go Skyclave? I think we go Muldrifter here. Not evoked. Okay, Mox Pearl. Mox Ruby. Flicker Muldrifter. We've got another Black Lotus. Ominous Seas as well. We can cycle that, but we will not be cycling that, because we have so much card draw here. Playing that out next turn is going to be absolutely insane for us. Opponent with one card in hand. This is going to very quickly become a problem for them. Sure, make another creature. No blocks. We'll take the 2 damage. And we're very close to not taking damage again. Let's go Ominous Seas here. That's going to be really good for us. Now, I think we go Skyclave Apparition. Hit the Wandering Emperor there, and it looks like we've got it. Alright, well, looks like we're on the play. We can keep this opening hand. We're up against the same commander, so it looks like this is a popular choice today. I'm gonna just start with a white land. Next turn blue, we'll play out Ominous Seas. So now we can start stacking on Ominous Seas. Hopefully our opponent plays out an artifact this turn. That would be pretty awesome of them. If not, I think we just play Narset. Well, hey, there's an enchantment for us to destroy. So I don't mind that. Yep, as long as we can get Ominous Seas going, we're going to be in a really good spot. Not scared of this matchup one bit. Next up, we've got Narset. We have Cloud Shift to flicker if needed. Making our way up towards Elspeth Conquers Death as well. Okay, so we probably go Cloud Shift, hit Wedding Announcement here. We really don't want our opponent having that. And then we don't want our opponent activating the ability of their commander either, so let's go ahead and make that useless. So now we're in a really good spot. We're low on cards, though. That being said, we'll be able to find more card draw, probably with Narset. Sure. It's doing a little bit of ramping, and that's fine. Again, there are lots of things that we can find with Narset that will fix a bunch of our problems. Oracle of the Alpha is also really good. I do think we want to get the Oracle of the Alpha out on the battlefield now. They don't really have anything that can block it. So we'll leave it there. This will let us keep scrying as well. And now we can use Narset to find one of our better spells with Oracle. Maybe we get an extra turn for free, who knows? one more land and we can play out the Yorion. Yeah, that's fine. Opponent can destroy that. This is gonna ramp us. Let's see, we've got lots of choices for what we get here. We're gonna go with the Floodplain. Grab our tapped land. Tap dual color is fine for me. We'll both draw a card. That's fine. Alright, I think we go Narset here. And then we see what we get before we pick our land.
There are so many mysteries to unpack. Meditate and prepare.
Alright, well, Panharmonicon is pretty good. So we'll get ourselves a Panharmonicon. Now we know that we can play our Tranquil Grove, and notably, Narset and Lauren synergize really well together, because our opponent's actually not going to get that second card. And Panharmonicon, very strong for us, doubling those ETBs. So now we're going to focus double ETBs. Okay, Major Convoke. Let's see what our opponent grabs. I'm not even sure for X6, what do they want here? Cavalier of Thorns is good for some extra value and ramp. Maybe they have something that can deal with our Planeswalker a little bit better. No, just a Tendershoot Dryad. Okay. Tendershoot Dryad is good. It's a strong card. We're going to be able to kill that immediately with Elspeth Conquers Death, though. So, you know, there is that. I'm glad our opponents skipped their turn for that. Imagine they'll attack Narset with all of their tokens. Doubling Season? Sure. That's fine. So they're all in on the token strategy. This is a little different than our previous opponent. And, yep, they'll just all swing at Narset. So we'll tap down Lauren like this. Opponent doesn't get their next card. We can flash in Omen of the Sea now. Going to blockers, we'll block like this. Flashing in Omen of the Sea is going to be really good for us. So we're going to do this. Scry 2, Curse of Silence. Not bad, but I don't think we actually want that. So we'll just bottom those, draw something new. Got Tail's End. It would be funny if we countered this, but we actually don't have to. We'll let our opponent have that. Now, Yorion Flicker will let us kill Doubling Season. We're gonna go for Conquer's Death first here. We kill the Tendershoot Dryad. Go with the Passage. Now we have Tail's End and Wash Away as options for us. No attacks, end the turn. Once more, we can do the same thing where we get our card and they don't, even if they swing out at Narset. We'll be able to block one of those creatures as well. Okay, yep. So, Narset dies. So we'll have them draw an extra card now. And by that, I mean they draw no cards. Go ahead, block. I think we're going to grab a white land with Fabled Passage. But we'll see. Yeah. They'll get that, and that's fine. So now, next turn with Yorion Flicker, we're going to be getting some insane value. Let's grab ourselves white land, white snow land. River's Rebuke is also really good. River's Rebuke, hold up Tail's End. Yeah, let's do that instead. That'll get rid of all the tokens. And then we can start swinging in and getting some damage. We don't need that next land drop. Though, let's see, what do we have here? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this will let us play Panharmonicon and Yorion next turn. So I'm actually okay with that. We'll end our turn here. I'm okay giving our opponent another card with Lauren here. Or we just... I think we maybe want to counter this. I think that's going to disrupt their turn the most. Because then it'll be 3 to cast that again. Which is going to take them off some of their other options, like Parallel Lives. Yeah. We'll just give them harder decision-making. Wolf Willow Haven, sure. And then get out their commander? Yeah, that's fine. Let's see, I don't remember if they've played land drop already, so we'll just wait till end step for this. That doesn't hurt. Put an extra loyalty. We've gotten our set back. That's really good. Let's go Panharmonicon. We have Yorion. Let's activate Narset. Memory Deluge. Move to combat. Don't need to draw that. We'll use Yorion here. Flicker everything.
I won't forget our time together.
Not gonna use that second ability, but now we're gonna get doubles here, so we'll get rid of that.
Like wind and
Submit
rain.
0 this time. Get 2 more copies of the Power 9 in our deck. That's gone. Omen of the Seas. Skyclave is fine. Drawing Mox Jet, also fine. Actually, we can get something better than Mox Jet. So let's draw Skyclave. Everything's looking really good for us. Again, with Narset back, thanks to Elspeth Conquers Death, we're actually going to be in a really strong position here. You can get all that free extra card draw off Lauren, not helping our opponent really at all for it. Let's see what we get with Narset.
With thoughtfulness before action.
Ancestral Recall, sure. Let's take that. Skyclave Apparition. We'll get rid of Parallel Lives and Legion's Landing. Both of those can go away. Opponent doesn't need either of them. We'll hold up Memory Deluge, hold up Ancestral Recall, hold up our counter spell. Yeah, I think these are all good options. Let's swing out like this. Scry. Thassa Deep Dwelling is going to be a fantastic draw. So we can end our turn here. Now that the turn's over, after our opponent swings out, we'll draw with Lauren, then we can use Memory Deluge to try and find something else. Okay, that's really good for our opponent. Okay. Before we go to our turn, they'll draw a card, but they won't. We will Memory Deluge. What do we want here? That's good. That's good. Draw those 2. Let's go Ancestral Recall. Sweet. We've got a counterspell now, too. So let's go here. We'll play out our Thassa. Use Narset.
Just the trick for this.
Narset only grabs Juari Disruption, and that's fine. Play the Mox. Play the Mox. We can go Guard Mage as well. Gain some life, draw a card. Draw another card. Black Lotus. We've got multiple options here. Yep, opponent says good game, and we've got it. Okay, so as we thought, Virtue of Knowledge does in fact put in a lot of work as another semi-Panharmonicon-like effect in this deck, and it actually makes all of those ETB synergies that we have really powerful. You see how being able to flicker things every turn and get that recursive value off our creatures really gets us ahead of our opponent. We ended up with insane amounts of card draw, which is really good. Also, insane control over the board, keeping our opponent's enchantments off the battlefield with Lauren, and also a little bit of a combo there with Lauren and Narset, giving us the upside of Lauren and not our opponent, which is also really powerful for us. So, as long as we can get out ahead of our opponent and survive that early game, it's actually not going to be that difficult for us to stabilize and close out the game. All we really want to focus on is, again, surviving for as long as we can until we get a couple of things to have that recursive value and end the game. Now, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a like, and if you have any idea for another deck that you want to see me play, why don't you let me know in a comment down below. I'll see you all next time.